that we're going to be loyal to is to the development of young players and doing our part in their advancement using Todd Hollandsworth's expertise and breaking down some of these high school players right here. And I kept this part in because this guy can run like the wind, but I had to stop it because my phone, Holly, can't get the chain link out of the way. So I had to do this. This is Jordan Rich, my friends, everyone listening, American Heritage center fielder, left-handed hitter, senior, uncommitted, potential draft pick, was a really good defensive back as well. But you see him here where he really hits his stride. Holly will break his swing down. But as you can tell, super athletic, runs the ball down. He basically, Holly, at this level, he gets on first. It's a triple because he could steal second and third without throws. He's that much of a difference maker. Let's get your opinion on Jordan Rich's swing and what you think.
Well, I like what I see in Jordan. This is great. Now, remember, this is left on left. His point of contact's out in front of home plate. But you can tell right away that his mindset is using the middle of the field and going the other way, staying in, keeping that front shoulder in against a lefty. And that's what you want to see. This is a real good swing. So, again, you can kind of envision lefty on lefty. Look at that. I mean, the front foot staying in there, pointing right back at the pitcher. I mean, there is a lot of things to like here. Strong front side, staying behind the baseball. His head, look at his eyes. We talk about this a lot in Major League Baseball, your eyes down the barrel, which is, the transfer from pitch recognition, tracking it into your bat path, coming to meet the baseball and lining your eyes up. I mean, honestly, if you were to look it up online, this is exactly what you're looking for. I mean, his eyes are shooting straight down the barrel. He's watching all the way through the point of contact. There's no pulling off. Good weight transfer to the front side, which I love to see. But again, maintaining the balance, staying on the backside. Look at his back left. We talk about this an awful lot. Sometimes, how you finish high on your backside, which means you're really rotating your hips well, meaning you're getting through the baseball. That back leg, that left leg, his foot, you can see it. It's off the ground. He's up on his toe, which means he's got tremendous weight transfer. He's got quick hips, and he's using them. He doesn't have dead legs, so to speak. He's not just using his top half to generate power. He's using the strength that's in his legs, that's in his body. But I got to tell you, Joe, as pretty as this young man's swing is, and as much as I like what I saw, the thing that I love the most was that the minute he makes contact, he's thinking triple out of the box. He's looked, he knows where the ball's coming off the bat, and you see it. Look, he's one step out of the box right here. His head is already he's beelining for first base. He's kicking it into gear, and he's thinking three right away. And that's
and look how quick that bat's on the ground. Very simple, no waste, just easy drop of it. And you're right, this ball was Holly picked it up, but it's not surprising. This was a hit to left center.
Yeah.
So the short, everything was that. I'm thinking double, but just kind of because that's where a double is. He's thinking triple,
yes,
but I forgot that was Jordan Rich, who's a speedster.
Sure. Yeah, it's a pretty swing. He's picked it up again. Here's what I love. He's coaching himself right here. And that's what you want to see. Kids at home, I'll give you a little base running, because Jordan just does such a really nice job. I talk about it an awful lot. But, again, we've kind of gotten into this point. I see it in high school an awful lot. We certainly see it in the advanced levels where, players are doing everything that they're told. This is your at-bat, and this is your ball, and you're the one running the bases. There's nothing going on around you. You are in complete control. You do not, let me repeat, you do not need a third base coach. This is not a third base coach. Tell me what to do. This is you're running the bases. You're in the minute. The ball's in front of you. Now, I'm not talking about like you see the right field line right here. Now, if the ball gets behind you, of course, you've got to pick up your third base coach as you're coming around. So it would be essentially the same ball, right? Nobody's on base. Nobody's coming around the score. He's not worried about other base runners. This is him understanding his speed, his lines, where he's at, and he knows he's going to get himself to third base. And that's what I love to see. You don't see for 1 second him glance over at the third base coach and slow down thinking, tell me to come to third. No, you don't need that. You decide for yourself. You know what's going on in front of you. You see where the center fielder and the left fielder are. You see where the cutoff man is. You see what he's doing, how far out he is. All of those things you should be processing yourself as you come out of the box. Great read by him. He picks up the baseball. He's already around first base. Good line into second. Doesn't misstep around second base. Great stride, and it's his ball. It's his triple. Like I said, we see it all the time, right? Kid hits a ball like this. He gets halfway around first base. The next thing I know, I see him staring down the third base coach like, tell me what to do. Absolutely not. It's your call. It's your read, and he does a great job of this. Of course, he's an older player, older high school player. I believe he's a senior, correct? Right?
He's a senior now, yeah.
He's a senior, so he's played. He's got game experience, but he understands it. He was taught well, and that's what I certainly would give credit to the people who have taught him certainly how to run the bases. He understands that, and that's what you want to see right here. He makes the contact, his swing. He's establishing what's going to happen next, and he's going to be responsible for what comes next. It's not on the third base coach to decide whether you come to third base or not. He's like, I'm coming to third base. Third base coach would be standing there just like this with his hands in the air, showing everybody, no, I don't want you coming over here. But it's your read. It's your read because you're the one who hit the baseball. You're the one, all the action's in front of you. He doesn't have to change his head to see what else is going on. The only time you really have to worry about that as a hitter runner after you've hit the ball and you're running around the box is when the ball gets behind you. So you have to trust eyes that are in front of you, not behind you, obviously. But he sees everything and he makes that decision. Great job. This is a great swing. When you sent me this yesterday, I'm like, Jordan, this is cake. This is an easy one because he does not really do anything wrong about his swing. The only thing I would just maybe tweak, just keep that barrel tight. You know what I mean? I saw loose hands.
Back to the swing. What do you mean by that?
Little bit of, when you watch his hands, it's a little loose. There's a little bit of drop here, right there. See, there's a little compression, which is all right. He's in a great hitting position, but I've always been a firm believer in maintaining your bat angles. He lowers his just a smidge to get into his zone, but that's what ultimately you want to see. This ball's up. You can see where the pitch is, see where the catcher's glove is. So this ball's up. Those balls, to me, I always thought this. I was a high ball hitter, so I loved high ball because I saw it well. I knew it was going to stay up, and I stayed on top of it. The ball was supposed to be down. This was a mistake.
So is it, Holly? It's right past here.
Yeah, go ahead. Move it one more click. Watch the catcher's glove. He just a little tiny little tweak, and it's just because his hands are so loose. He just kind of. I think that's really.
Let me see if I can get it.
But again, so you see where his hands are behind his ear. See right there, they drop just a smidge. Not a big deal. This is more of a conversation that maybe you would have with Jordan, like, hey, Jordan, you want to stay a little bit higher? Because to me, what we practice as big leaguers are clean lines and clean bat path. And so when there's just a tweak of a little bit of a drop, you've changed that. It doesn't mean that your bat angle isn't always going to ultimately be the same. It changes based on the pitch that's coming. I mean, your bat angle is going to be different on a ball at your knees than it is going to be a ball at your letters. And this ball's at his letters. But he's in a very, very good hitting position. He does everything technically right through his point of contact, which I love to see. Little weight transfer there. But watch how this the front knee's bent. And watch how it tightens up. It's going to straighten up a little bit right there. See, he transfers over. He's keeping his weight back. It's a great swing, head down. I love everything about it, especially lefty on lefty. Boy, that's never easy to do. I hated it. I didn't love it. I had to work at it an awful lot. But he does it really, really well for a 17, 18-year-old.
Yeah, and I believe, because I pretty much tried with him especially, as you notice, I got over in his open side. And then the next hitter, it was Dylan Dubovik, who he broke down his pitch. He had to run back to the other side because he's right-handed hitter. And then Zach Wilson hits, and he's left-handed. We're going to get to him in a minute. So I'm running back and forth. So the parents used to see me fly around the field over there.
Job, Joe. You do an amazing job.
But I believe it was at least the second, maybe the third pitch he saw, because he took the first pitch, left on left. He was facing a pitcher who was pretty much fastball changeup type of kid. And so he was kind of sizing him up, and he got that pitch elevated, and obviously he didn't miss it. And guess what? When Dylan was up, pitchers now, you got a fast guy in third. What are you worried about? Don't bounce a ball or whatever. And Jordan walks home on a wild pitch, like 2 pitches after this. So It's already, and then you could hear one of the players